Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're reacting to another video by Elizabeth Warren. This is her response to the overturn of Roe v. Wade. And just before we get into it, I want to state my opinion. I feel like lately the government has been overreaching their power on individuals. With them overturn Roe v. Wade would be one. Forcing people to get vaccines, things like that. That's another one. The FDA recently banned Juul products, banned all Juul products. This is overreach of government power. I want the government regulating corporations, not individuals' rights. So let's see what Elizabeth Warren has to say.
Linzo.
Ah, man, that's Majority Report Sam Cedar.
Let me state a basic fact. A person's control over if and when to have a child.
Let me start that over. It wasn't.
Let me state a basic fact.
All right, there we go.
A person's control over if and when to have a child leads to healthy adults, healthy children, and healthy families. But that is not the world we're about to live in. Because the extremists who got us here don't care about health. They care about control more than they care about our fundamental constitutional rights.
I'm not sure if that's actually in the Constitution. I don't know if that's a constitutional right. I don't think that is technically, but yeah, I totally agree with her. The government has no right to ban abortion. Instead, what they should be doing is investing in more sex education, offering more things like birth control, and teaching stuff like abstinence or something like that. Teaching about this stuff in schools and things, rather than actually just banning abortion, because Roe v. Wade was very moderate. It was a very moderate position on abortion. It allowed states to ban abortion after a 6-month period, I believe it was. But yeah, it allowed states, but it was legal in all. It made abortion legal in all states up to the 6-month point, where states would be allowed to ban it if they deemed necessary. So let's continue.
In the face of this dark reality, I have 3 words. Hold on to hope. Do not give up. Do not give in to despair. It could get worse, and that means...
Yeah, if we don't get a progressive in there or a socialist in there, our rights are going to keep getting overturned. We need someone in there that's actually going to change. Elizabeth Warren, would be a pretty good candidate. I'm putting my support behind Bernie if he runs, but Elizabeth Warren's also another good option. But yeah, we seriously need different people in power. We need more middle class, progressive, socialist candidates and or politicians in House Representatives and the Senate and the presidency. We need a progressive or a socialist as president. The neoliberals are not going to protect our rights. The neoconservatives are not going to do anything but try to take our rights even further. So, yeah, let's continue.
We've got to stick together. With the Supreme Court decision, we have reached a critical moment that has been a long time in the making. For decades, extremists have cultivated far-right judges and...
I don't know if far-right is the right term. I mean, they're further right than the neoliberals, but the neoliberals are also right-wing. I guess that's what she means. I don't know.
And spent billions in dark money. And when that still wasn't enough, Republicans stole 2 seats on the Supreme Court, all to force their unpopular agenda.
She's right about the unpopular agenda thing because I think it was like upwards of like 75% of the country support Roe v. Wade.
On the rest of America. And what will they seek to control next? Further control of doctors by putting every OBGYN on a watch list? Further control of pregnant people by monitoring their location data and investigating miscarriages? Look, this is not theoretical. State legislatures are already competing to introduce the most extreme anti-abortion legislation they can. The level of control that the Republican Party wants over
She needs to call out the Democrat Party as well because there's a lot of Democrats that was not fighting against this. Take Nancy Pelosi, for example. Supposed to be a pro-choice Democrat, yet she endorsed a pro-life Democrat so that a progressive would potentially not get in. The corporate Democrats really hate the socialists and the progressives in the Democratic Party, and they screw them over as much as they possibly can. And I assure you, 3/4 of the Democratic Party very much hates Elizabeth Warren, just as they very much hate Bernie Sanders. Let's continue.
individual Americans is undemocratic, and frankly, it is downright creepy. It is dire, and our solidarity must reach across state lines because make no mistake, the Republican extremists are coming for all of us. Red states, purple states, blue states. Of course, if abortion is outlawed everywhere, women with means will still find ways about it. The impact will fall hardest on low-income women, people in rural areas, young women, women of color.
Yes, she's got a point. It's going to negatively affect low-income women the most. The rich will just go out of the country to get an abortion, but the low-income women, I'm not going into that, but
Colors, victim of incest and abuse, working moms. So where do we go from here? Well, if Mitch McConnell wins back control of the Senate, he has already threatened to pass a nationwide abortion.
we need Mitch McConnell out. He's a senator of my state, and he's awful. So is Rand Paul. Charles Booker 2022. Hopefully he'll beat him, Rand Paul. But I don't know when the Senate race to get Mitch McConnell's out. I've been more focused on what's going on right now, opposed to what's going on in the next few years. I imagine it's probably 2024. Yeah, it's probably 2024. Well, let's continue.
Abortion ban.
Or no, probably 2026.
So let me be completely clear on this. Democrats must win. And in a post-Roe world, I've got a plan. 1, elect pro-choice Democrats. 2,
Who will end the filibuster? Yes, we need progressive Democrats that will end the filibuster. But she needs to be talking about elect progressive. Progressive's the term you're looking for. The liberals ain't going to do crap. I would prefer more. I'd prefer more economically socialist Democrats, but socially progressive's good too. But I mean, a lot of socially progressive are usually economically more lean socialist. But yeah, we need to end the filibuster. In a true democracy, we wouldn't have the filibuster.
elect Democrats who will end the filibuster.
Honestly, I prefer if we could just cut ties with the Democratic Party and just start our own parties. A third party, that would be a lot better. because there's just so much corruption in the Democratic Party. But you gotta work in the two-party system. Let's continue.
In the Senate. And 3, expand the Supreme Court. Now, the Senate recently had a chance.
She's got a point, all of them. She's got a good point.
To pass the Women's Health Protection Act, which would have protected abortion rights nationwide. It failed, and frankly, it never had a chance because of the.
Yeah, the Senate is where every bit of legislation goes to die. I believe Kyle Kalinske said that.
Filibuster in place. The filibuster allows the minority to paralyze all progress. It is.
Yeah, that's what it's been doing. It's given the minority the loudest voice and prevent legislation from actually passing the Senate.
Undemocratic. It is a relic developed by racist politicians to defend Jim Crow, and it's time for it.
I don't know the history of the filibuster. I would say probably, depending on when it was implemented, the filibuster, because the filibuster was not. It was implemented way past the founding right, way past the writing of our Constitution. Filibuster is not in the Constitution.
To go. So I'm going to be campaigning my heart out for Democrats like Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin, who has a great chance of unseating Republican Ron Johnson in November. I'll be out there for Charles Booker, who just won his.
Yes, Charles Booker. She just endorsed Charles Booker. We've actually got a chance. I wonder if Bernie has. I don't think Bernie has endorsed Charles yet, but she will actually be campaigning for Charles Booker. Kentucky could actually have a chance to get a progressive in. We could be getting Rand Paul out. I wonder if the poll numbers have changed any. The last poll numbers for Kentucky was in January. It had or was it January? I don't know. Let's continue.
His primary in Kentucky. Woohoo! And for Democrats like John.
That was a bit cringe. But yeah, John Fetterman's a good candidate too for Pennsylvania. I mean, there's problems with him with the Israel-Palestine situation, or he doesn't exactly oppose fracking.
Fetterman, who is running hard for the Senate in Pennsylvania.
He most likely will beat Dr. Oz, though.
That's what we got to do on the election front. Let's talk for a minute about the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is advancing an unpopular and partisan agenda. They're doing it on abortion and on a ton of other.
Yeah, just look at the statistics for abortion. It's Roe v. Wade is supported by the majority of the country.
Other issues, everything from sensible gun laws to labor and civil rights.
Again, true.
The Supreme Court is pushing goals that contradict the Constitution and the basic rights of the American people. Now, court expansion is not something that is new or radical. The court size has.
Okay, yes, the court expansion is not radical at all, because the size of our country has increased dramatically since the Constitution was written, or since all this was implemented. So it's not unreasonable. There's libertarians that actually support expanding the Supreme Court. Mr. Beat, for example, he's like a libertarian or something other. Some kind of libertarian, kind of in the Gorgianism or whatever. I don't know, but he supports the expanded Supreme Court, and he is more for capitalism. So, but let's continue.
Has been changed 7 times in our nation's history. It is a small d democratic recalibration. And look, extremists.
Yeah, because you just say democratic, like someone saw that I refer myself as Democratic Socialist. They were thinking I am in line with the Democratic Party. No, that's not what Democratic Socialist is. Democratic as in democracy, small d, Democrat. People do. I mean, it's not that hard. Just think about it. It's pretty simple, but you gotta say stuff like that, otherwise they won't understand. Democrat as in democracy.
Are trying to send us back to the days when women had no control over their own bodies
Yeah, they're regressive.
and their own futures. So if this feels like a personal attack, that's because it is. Many people today will feel scared and angry, but we do not
I'm not crying, my eyes itchy.
give in to despair. I'm going to be doing everything I can to make sure that we have more allies in this fight. Look, we have each other's backs, and we will take care of each other. That's who we are.
Alright, so that is Elizabeth Warren's reaction to the overturn of Roe v. Wade. And yeah, I can agree. I was surprised to actually hear she's supporting Charles Booker, and I'm excited now for the Kentucky Senate race. I mean, I have been, but I'm worried that Rand Paul, with his corporate money, could possibly beat Charles Booker. But hopefully, her support will make something of it, and we can have a middle class progressive in our Senate. So, and also the first black Kentucky black senator in Kentucky. So yeah, there's that. I'm more worried about the prior. I think I support diversity. I have no problem with diversity, but we've also got to worry about policy. But yeah, that ends. That's it with the video. Thank you for watching. Try not to kill each other. Charles Booker, 2022 Kentucky Senate. Try not to kill each other, and peace.